No longer can we afford to let go of 13,000 qualified and honorable troops. We must do right by our taxpayer. It makes no sense that we spend $1.3 billion to train these heroes up and then just to kick them out just because of their sexual orientation. And lastly, this policy is simply un-American. It goes against the very fabric which makes our country great, that we're all created equal.
That was what a call to action looks like. And in this case, the caller was Congressman Patrick Murphy, Democrat of Pennsylvania. Congressman Murphy is a straight, married Iraq War veteran, and he has taken the lead in the House in the effort to repeal the military's Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy. Congressman Murphy held an hour-long special session of floor speeches last night on Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He read letters from service members who opposed the policy. He introduced a lot of other House Democrats who are also pushing for an end to the policy. He touted the 176 co-sponsors who've now signed on to a House resolution that calls for a repeal of the law. Sounds sort of inspiring, right? Sounds like momentum. So naturally, after all these stirring speeches and personal stories and the many mentions of the 176 co-sponsors, as if on cue, the proverbial Oscar the Grouch popped out of his trash can to remind everyone of the inertia that is resisting that momentum. Immediately following the special hour against Don't Ask, Don't Tell, Republican Congressman Louis Gohmert of Texas took to the floor and, randomly, relevant to no particular legislation being discussed, unveiled his own take on the gays.
The definition of sexual orientation is wide open to all kinds of interpretation. And someday, some court somewhere will say, you know what, sexual orientation means exactly what those words mean. If you're oriented toward animals, bestiality, then you know that's not something that could be held against you, or any bias be held against you for that, which means you'd have to strike any laws against bestiality. If you're oriented toward corpses, toward children, you know, there are all kinds of perversions.
All kinds of perversions. On programming note, we are planning a special segment to introduce Congressman Louis Gohmert to America on tomorrow night's show, so you might want to arrange for childcare, as this segment may very well not be suitable for children or pets or corpses.